All right. Hello, everybody. I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to come in. I think Gail is in the chat. Let me know, Gail, if when you're here. I'll drop that link and then I'll take it out so nobody can grab it. So, hello, Karen. How are you? I see life on YouTube and Twitter. Stop by. Hello. How are you? Hope you're still here. Let's see here. I was waiting for a few minutes for people to come in. Let's do this. All right, Gail, you're here. All right. Hey, Tiffany, how are you? Let me just go ahead and drop this link. All right, Gail, you should be able to come on up. Hey, Jacqueline, how are you? Thank you. Let's see here. I hope everybody's having a good weekend and a good Sunday. And we got a little bit cooler weather here. I don't know if everybody has cooler weather where y'all are, but it's nice and cool today. Went walking and didn't have to come back here and take a shower too quick because it's nice and it's cool, so I didn't sweat that much. I'm just waiting for everybody to come in here. Waiting for Gail to come up. There we go. All right. I'll go ahead and take out that link. Take that out. All right, Gail. See, people are coming in. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. We've got Gail from Gail Southern Living. I'm going to go ahead and bring her up right now. All right, Gail, you ready? And here's Gail from Gail Southern Living.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Return my...
And Ellen, how are you? Good to see you today. Again, Jacqueline, good to see you today, too. Thank you. Karen from Legal Minded Friends is in.
Oh, boy. It's one of those days.
I was playing around with the lighting earlier. I had the blinds open, but now it looks like I think this camera, it gets lighter. I guess yeah. And what my lighting is gone down a little bit. Is you okay? Yes, good to see everyone.
Steven. Now that I've hit the volume right there, you see?
Yeah. I had her backstage here for a minute, everybody. Everybody, you can drop yellow in the chat to drop your link. We all can get to know each other here. I see the usual crowd coming in. And again, hope everybody's Sunday. I know people are coming out of the country here. It's a little bit later. Thank you all for coming in and thank you all for stopping by. Tommy Temper, how are you doing today? Good to see you. Drop yellow and it will drop your link. Good to go, Gail?
Yeah, I had turned the volume down and then I couldn't get it back on. Oh,
it's okay. It's okay. I had technical difficulties here because I had the blind. See now once I've got you up, now the light, see how the light goes dimmer and it gets darker. I had the blinds open to bring some light in, but it's all right. Gotta have to roll with it now.
Now a little bit of sun in my face over here too.
Yeah, how are you today?
Doing good. Yeah.
Doing good. Everybody, this is Gail from Gail Southern Living. She is my first interview. Gail, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
born in Fort Worth, Texas, raised in Abilene, Texas. I did live in Rhode Island for a little while, in Oklahoma for a little while. About 10 years I was away from Texas. And I live in a small town now, like 5,000 people. But my mom lives in Abilene, about an hour from here. And that's where I was raised. And that's where we do the homeless ministry, is over there.
Okay.
So got that set up. I was working on those donations today that I received from one of the local places, going through like socks and hats that she had donated to the ministry. We're going to be handing out cold weather clothing next time we go out. Coats and hats. And
how's the weather where you are? Yeah, how's the weather where you are today?
It's a little milder. We've had some days in the 80s, which is a great break from the triple digits that we've been having.
Yeah, it's a little cooler. I think I was telling everybody in the beginning, it's a little cooler here, which I don't mind because it's fall weather and I got the leaves changing, and it's really good. I'm actually making a video of all the trees here like I did last year, and but I'm all for the cooler weather now. So I think it's going to be a little bit cheaper than the hot summer. So yeah. So and then you're in Texas now. Is Abilene? Which big city is that near? Is it Dallas or Houston?
Abilene's about 120 or 130,000 people. Breckenridge is a little over 5,000 people. Dallas is about a 2.5 hour drive from Abilene.
Okay. Yeah.
And about the same from here, maybe a little 30 minutes difference or so. So I guess Dallas would be the closest. But
I was also going. Oh, go ahead.
Compared to little bitty Breckenridge, Abilene is a big town. If you're considering Breckenridge, Well, I mean, that's where I was from. When I got here at first, I was like, I was used to having all those places to shop. Multiple Walmart, Target, and
it's almost like I've been into Texas. I've only flown into the airport and gone back out, but it's a huge state because I know you could fit Virginia right in the middle of that, and somebody did.
Oh yeah, you could drive for a long time too.
Yeah, and I can't remember where it was, but I saw where somebody had done, like from down in Galveston all the way to one of the tip top of Texas, and it was like a 9-10 hour trip to do that.
Yeah,
I'm like, wow,
you
that's
could drive
a long way.
whole entire day in Texas, definitely. If you were all the way at one end and we're going to Pineco Fest, and that's about a 4.5 hour drive from here.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Now, when you came in, did you see the thing up there where you could stream to your channel? I know I left that option if you wanted to do that. If you wanted to stream to your channel. No,
that's okay. I don't want to. Yeah, no, that's okay. I don't want to not be able to see the chat and ignore people in the chat. So it's okay.
Okay.
I just didn't schedule a live for today so that I could come on here. And actually, I didn't last week either because I thought it was last week. And I looked back at my calendar and I was like, nope, it's today. And I don't know why I didn't look at my phone calendar because it's on there. All my interviews are listed on there. And of course, if I'm on somebody else's, I have those listed. Or if I have a collab video to put out, I put that on the calendar too, so I can kind of keep track of what I need to do. But this next weekend will be Pine Cone Fest.
I know.
I
was going to ask you about that because I got my notebook here, and I'm learning how to do all this stuff. But I'm going to have to get a calendar too because I'm trying to schedule everything, and also sometimes I had your separate notebook. I've got the other live I had last night. I had separate. I've got another one I'm working on separate. So I'm going to have to get something down. So. So how was that pine cone? I was going to ask you, is that, and you said that's coming up, right? or is that?
Yeah, it's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But my husband works on Friday, so we're going to drive in on Friday night and stay in a hotel. But the main day will be Saturday all day. And then I don't know if they do anything on Sunday, because I was listening and I never heard anybody mention Sunday. So I don't know if maybe they'll start splitting ways. But a lot of the people there are going to camp, but we're actually staying in a hotel. But yeah, some are staying in RVs and tents, and there's cabins there too.
And is this something that you put together, or is it something that?
No. A channel called Heard That put it together, and it's going to be in Mount Vernon, Texas.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I know I was going to ask you a little bit later, but I can do it now. You had the Fall Fest that you did, and you put that together. I was going to ask you how long does that take to do? Well, I guess once you've set it up, you've already got the ball rolling. Once you've done it, and the next year it'd be easier.
Yeah.
Is that something it still takes time to do? Or?
Yeah, this is my second year to do Fall Fest. The main thing is, in the beginning, you're trying to sign up the channels, and then you have to explain the details of everything to everybody. That's another step. You have a bunch of emails coming through, and then you got about a month of rest to do other stuff, and then you got all the semi-finalist stuff you have to put in, and then the drawing and everything. Which I'm gonna move it around a little bit. I'm gonna simplify it a tiny bit. And I mean, I'm going to simplify it on my end. Is what I mean. Just to make it.
It looks like it could be a lot of work. I mean, I know it's a lot of work, but it looks really big.
Yeah. Well, the first year we got 71 people, and we did USA only. And this year we did USA and Canada, and we got 47 signed up. So still, really 47 is actually a little bit more manageable than 71. Because after the first year, I said, I'm not doing this again. And then by the time, after a few months passed away, I forgot about how hard it was. And I said, we're going to do it. And now it's a nice thing. But I figured out how to simplify it a little bit, which I think is going to make it a little better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm doing this full time, and it is a full time job. I can't imagine adding on, doing that. But like I said, it's taking a lot to do this. I can only imagine having that Fall Fest and how the planning is to go in with 70 channels that you've got to keep up with. It's almost like running a fantasy football league.
Yeah. I bet it's pretty similar. But yeah, the first year I gained 250 subscribers from doing that.
Wow.
This year I gained about 100. This year I gained about 120. So I don't know what next year will hold. Like, will it go down to 60? Is it gonna eventually cap off? I don't know. I mean, to me, 100 to 200 is worth it, but if you start dipping down that 100, it may not technically be worth it for you. But on the bright side, it is a lot of networking, because you're helping small channels grow.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get new people every year, and those people are like, hey, and some of them stay your friends and become part of your community.
Word of mouth and doing what you're doing. Exactly. And that's what I was watching. Again, everybody coming in. I've got Gail from Gail Southern Living. I want to say hello to everybody. I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but if I missed you, I'm sorry. But Gail, I was looking at your channel, some of your videos, and I think one of them I looked at was, and I came across it, was to do a tips video when you're a new small channel starting out. And that was one of them. You get involved with collaborations, getting out, meeting people. That's what I started doing. The best thing that I think I did was to start doing live panels like this, joining in, meeting people, coming up on panel and doing interviews.
So you really get to know people with talking to kids. Because this is almost like talking face to face.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It feels like we're standing here talking, So because you're looking at them, you can see their expressions and everything. So
I was sitting there going over my notes today, and I'm like, this feels like I'm doing an interview for a company. Like I'm going in, like I'm going to do an interview for a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. Mm-hmm.
I need to set up some more interviews myself.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and that's what I kind of felt like. I was, I kind of laughed. I'm like, reception of putting on my tire suit, But so Gail, how long have you had your channel? I know you've got almost your
3 years
with 3,000. Yeah, so you've done 3 years. Wow,
3 years. Yeah, 3 years. I reached my 1,000 at 1 year.
Oh, really?
And
wow.
I reached and then 2 years ago, I went to the YouTube meetup in Pryor, Oklahoma. And while I was there, and right after that, we did a little trip to Oklahoma City because it's in that area. And I used to live there. So I wanted to show hubby that area. So while we were gone between the YouTube meetup and then the vacation, by the time we got back, I had enough hours to monetize the channel. So going to a meetup, and I might need to add that to my tips video, but going to a meetup can really help you to reach a goal like your 1K or your watch hours or whatever. Going to a meetup definitely helps. So this will be my second one. We haven't been to one in 2 years.
Yeah, and Melissa said this is great. Love more tips. Yeah, Melissa, check out. It's in a playlist, but I think it goes back maybe a year or 2 years on that. But Gail's got a video on how to do some tips, and it really do work.
I have a whole playlist.
Yeah,
I think every channel should do a tips video about every 6 months because my tips from 2.5 years ago are going to be different from my tips a month from now. I'm going to add new things.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing like a year in review for me, because how you described your channel was how I kind of did, because I had started my channel like going into YouTube about 2 or 3 years ago, and I didn't really start going full time until a year ago when I left my job doing other things, and then I came across Tuber Chat and the Stock Explorer, and from there it ballooned into meeting people and everything like that. So but yeah, and I think I also looked at Nick Nimmin to help out with my videos, put my playlist together, look at my channel, set it all up kind of thing. But really the big jump start, I think that's where we met, was Tuber Chat. That helped me out, at least to meet people.
I think we exchanged playlists. Yeah, I think we exchanged playlists from Tuber Chat, and that's what started, and then started kind of watching each other's videos and kind of grew from there. Hi, Nancy.
Yeah, and it's almost, you're right. It's like changing so fast, because I was looking at a video the other day on how to set up PayPal, and set up PayPal on my channel. And even though the video was a year old, it was totally different. I had to go and say, well, you know what, I'm just gonna have to do this myself, because it changed, and I had to go out and say, well, the video helped, but it's only a year and it's already changed. So, hey, everybody coming in, Our Treasured Home, Thompson RC, Michael Jones, good to see you. But yeah, so that's really good. And if y'all, again, just check out Gail's channel. She's got a lot of videos. In fact, I was catching up today, looking up everything on how many playlists you have and how many videos you have out there. I think he's almost closing in on how many, you think, 2,000 or no, about 1,000, 1,500 videos you have. Yeah. Yeah. So Gail,
3 years.
Oh, everybody too. I want to show you all this. This is Gail's sticker that I got. And again, thank you for the sticker, Gail. I think I wanted coming into your chat one time or a lot or something, and I got a nice little letter. But yeah, this is
Oh yeah, from my live, I think you were in one of my lives.
And I still got your seeds too.
Were you in the Fall Fest live?
No, yeah. I didn't do Fall Fest.
My vine is putting out beans now. That beans putting out. Well, there was people in the Fall Fest live that won things that weren't semifinalists. Like we had prizes that night that people could win that came into the chat. But that sticker was designed by Trey of the Vineyard Chicks.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, because it's really nice. Yeah. I mean, I've been looking at stickers myself, and
she drew that for me. And the reason I decided to start a brand new channel instead of use my Coupon Gail channel for the ministry is because I have a whole year to get those watch hours. Because once you get a channel and you leave a channel sitting for a long time, it's harder to gain because you're gaining and losing. So what it is Mom's like, don't stress yourself out. I said, Mom, if I'm going to monetize the channel in a year, I've got to do lives, like a lot of lives.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly Life of Blues. Freddie, how are you? And that's exactly what I'm doing now because I'm putting out videos, but the main thing that I've been told, or at least looking at other people's videos, is doing lives, and that's where I'm getting the watch time, and it's going up. And it's a process. I'm having fun, and it's just going to take some time to get there. I'm going to do it good. I'm not going to cut any corners. I'm going to get there.
Friends. Most of my friends are on YouTube.
But it's almost like what you said. It's like, I got to get those hours. I got to do it. I got to keep doing it. And, it's almost like I did 1 year.
The motivation now is that it's for the ministry. So if I monetize the Broken Hearts Ministry channel, that money's going to all go into the homeless ministry. So that'll enable us to buy non-perishable foods and toiletries and things like that for the ministry. So, and the more word gets out about the ministry, like my church that we've been going there a little over a month, they started donating things too. So the ministry is doing really well right now, but there's still things you need because we're still, new, fairly new.
Yeah. And
we did it for a while before we ever even really talked about it.
Yeah. And that's going off. And I was going to ask you too about that. That's your second channel, right? If you have a second channel in addition to this one, and that's that was the Broken Heart Ministries. Is that correct? The second channel?
Broken Heart Ministry. And I decided to add the word Gail to the end of it so people would know it's the same person. Also, they know what name to call me. And also to differentiate it from the 2 or 3 other channels with that same name. But it had to stay that name because my mom actually named the ministry Broken Hearts Ministry. And Alfonso Cimetal is the one who designed the logo for that channel.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, because I was looking at that channel as well, and it kind of reminded me of another channel that I subscribe to. It's called Goodness and People. And the way that you reminded me of that is that you're giving out the bags to the homeless. That's what that channel does. And I've seen that grow really good. And maybe might want to check it out because he puts these bags together, puts a lot of stuff in there. And and I think that gentleman is in Arizona, and he goes in his car. He has coolers. He gives out water, milk, all kinds of stuff. These nice bags. And I know he's been doing it for a while, but yeah, he's doing a really good job in that. And I got to tell you, that's a good job at what you're doing too. And I actually thought about doing the same, a little bit along the line, giving back to the community. So, and that's good. So with your Gail,
it's awesome. It's very rewarding and go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, now with your main channel, the Gail Southern Living, let's see here. You do a lot of gardening and vegetables, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And what kind of
in the summer I do I grow? zucchini, tomatoes, tomatillas, jalapenos if I can get them up. Peppers are a little bit hard for me. I'm going to try next year. I have some elderberry cuttings. I'm going to try those and just keep expanding every year. And anytime I get seeds of something I've not grown, I grow that. And so I do more gardening in the summer, spring, and then the winter I focus on other things like cooking. And I'm going to try soap making this year. I also started my first sourdough starter. So just joining a bunch of collaborations. One new thing I'm doing is every week I'm going to do a video, and that might be something you've already could have asked me. Was it about the upcoming collabs? Okay.
Well, no, I was gonna ask you about, because I saw your other one last night of cooking the pork chops, and I saw that video, and I'm like, oh, I do the same. I mean, I've done the same thing cooking pork chops in there, and I like how you did that, because I'm gonna try that. Because I usually put the cream of chicken in, but I have to cook it. Now I cook it on high for 4 hours. And sometimes those carrots don't get all the way done. Now
I decided I'm not going to do the carrot. Next time I think I'm going to do canned carrots and maybe even canned potatoes, because the carrots were not cooked all the way.
Yeah,
but like I said, it was an experiment. I wanted to make a video of stuff I had at the house. So I looked at about 6 or 7 videos, and I combined the ingredients from different videos to make that video.
Oh, okay.
And it had a really good sauce, and it was so good on the rice. I think next time I'm going to try it with chicken.
Now I've put in like wings into my crock pot. But I want to try what you did and put the carrots on the bottom, then put my the pork chops on top of that. Maybe actually put potatoes on the underneath it, and then put the pork chops, because I don't think the pork chops take that long to cook. So
no, especially mine were thin. And that's how I do roast. I do the potatoes and carrots on the bottom, and then put the meat on top. And then all the juices and the seasonings that you mix up on top of that. So, but yeah, my carrots did not get cooked in that. I think I'm going to do canned carrots in there next time, or just potatoes maybe.
Yeah, Virginia Wilson.
But the rice getting hungry.
I'm already getting hungry, but I also have done, and I didn't make a video on it. I did lasagna in a crock pot, and that actually turned out pretty good.
I took little extra pieces of. Go ahead.
No, and I haven't done anything over 4 hours on the crock pot. Now I know it probably can go maybe 5 hours. It depends on the crock pot, but and I've only done lasagna, pork chops, chicken wings. And I may have tried another stir fry, but that was kind of pushing it on what I can do, with the crock pot.
I have another crock pot recipe, but I didn't quite have all the ingredients for it to do for that video. And I had a fish tank going bad in the other room, so the sound was bad. I was having all kinds of problems, but I was like, I got to get this video out today. And I always have that problem if I wait to the last minute to do something. I'm better if I try to get the video done about 2 weeks early and just have it scheduled for that day. So I should learn from my lessons. This week I have a crock pot chili coming up.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay. Now I've never tried that. That's actually pretty interesting.
Me either. It's my first time, but it was good. It was awesome. I'm going to make it that way from now on. I actually like the recipe I came up with on that.
Yeah.
What I do is I watch a bunch of videos, and then I take different ideas from different people. And I wanted it to be a little bit different than a standard chili. I wanted it to have a couple of different ingredients in it. So it's like chili in the crock pot with a twist.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. I've gotten my ideas from watching. Yeah, from watching other people and trying out theirs. But yeah.
I have some more cooking videos coming up.
Welcome in, John, Southern Exposure, Scratch and Pete, good to see you. Crocheting around New Zealand. Everybody, if you come in there, you can drop the word yellow. It'll drop your link. I got Gail from Gail Southern Living here today and doing a little interview with her. She's my first one I'm interviewing, so if I seem a little nervous. And I tried to sit somewhere different, and look at this. I got the sun coming in on me because if I sit on the other, I didn't want to sit in my office, what I normally do, because I got my laptop.
Yeah,
lower, and I'm looking down like this, and it's like, oh gosh, I don't want to do that. So I moved in here last night, and it's actually good without the sun coming down. And I've got a new lighting system, but for some reason, this camera, now see, it lights up when I got a shade over it, and then it goes dark again. So, well, you live and learn, right?
Yeah.
I seem a little shady here. That's why it is. But yeah, that's good. Yeah, I used to do like my cooking videos in the wintertime when it snowed or something. But I haven't done a cooking video in a while. I've been mainly focusing on other things like that. So, but
do you ever make things like cookies or anything?
No, I haven't done that. I haven't done really. I made other dishes outside of the crock pot, but nothing that really, I made meatloaf. I love doing that. I kind of add in different things each time, and that comes out different. So
that sounds like the way I cook sometimes.
Yeah.
Women are used to just cooking out of what we have in the kitchen and making it work. You just make it work.
Oh yeah. Well, sometimes I've found I've had some good food come out just by throwing stuff together, and by
like that crock pot recipe I did. It tasted so good. I mean, just the sauce itself on the rice was delicious. It was just creamy, it was perfect. I mean, after I took my pictures, I took that juice and put a bunch of it on our plate over the rice. I put more, it made it pretty for the picture. And then I just loaded up the sauce because it was so good.
Yeah.
I could pull that stuff up and eat it on rice all the time.
Yeah, I was thinking when I saw you saying that you were saving the sauce, and I'm thinking, are you going to add in something to make it thicker, or but that's when I think you added the sour cream in there and did that. I was thinking maybe if it was thickening up. And I've done some things like that where I've had some sauce left over, like I've cooked meat within other items in there, and like a beef stew kind of thing, and it thickened up. But yeah, it was interesting. Then I saw in there, I had it down here. Would you say 6 hours, is that on low or is that on high that you did that? What do you say? Or is that just because I usually either do high or low. I don't know if there's
I had that one on low. I viewed somebody's video that said that they don't like to do their meats on high, and maybe that's why the carrots didn't get cooked all the way, because I had it on low instead of high. But what I thought, I would just do it slow and low all day long.
Okay, gotcha.
I made that in the morning, and then we weren't going to eat it till the evening. So yeah.
Well, I love doing crock pot.
I got through that video. I was having all kinds of problems with sound. The videos cutting off. I mean, just all kinds of stuff was happening. I was like, please let me get through this video.
Yeah, that reminds me of like when I do some of my videos, and I've often thought, to do a blooper video, because I'm sometimes I get out there and it gets frustrating, or I'm trying to do a place in Virginia and it's like I got to retake this video, I got to redo it there. All right, let's get this done right. And I thought, well, wait a minute, I can do some bloopers, because I did one of my videos. It was in Virginia Beach. It was I believe it was the Wichapungo, and that day it was so hot. I got there. first they got a guy mowing grass. So I'm like, well, I got to wait here for a minute because I don't want to have to compete with a lawnmower. So that stopped. And then it got so hot and I parked my car under a tree. So I'm going from the statue back to the car. I'm like, gosh, it is. And I can't get the lines right. And then finally I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. I got to get this done. But it made for a good day. I mean, each video I did have something kind of funny in it, but hey, Tiffany.
Yeah. What I love is when you're making a video, I think when it gets funny when you're making a video and you start laughing before you even tell the joke. It's like you read over the joke right before the video and you're already laughing at the punchline before you tell the joke. That just cracks me up every time.
Well, it is. Thank you. It is because, you know, when Ocean, welcome in. I'm just laughing now. When I first started doing it, I would memorize the jokes. I would memorize it and go out there. And so I memorized it. And I'm walking along thinking, you know, what am I going to do? All right, I'm standing here, right here. Then I start to think about the joke and then I start to laugh because I know the punchline's coming and I start to get ahead of myself. So
yeah.
But it all makes it makes it easier. It makes it funnier, I guess. So.
Like it does. It adds to the joy of it because you know something good's coming because you're already laughing before you've even told the joke. So it's contagious.
Sure.
If I need to laugh or a smile, I just listen to one of your videos and it all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I want to do a video on like I've seen people do director's cuts where they take their videos and do commentary, because some of my videos, I have a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that you don't see. And I have to stop recording and, you know, I'm like, what is going on over here? Or, you know, maybe I should have recorded it in, but it was so funny. I'm like, what's going on here? Or what's happening over here?
Might be interesting stuff.
Yeah, I know. Well, I did one.
The stuff over there could be interesting.
I did one, people were yelling at me, and I had another one where people were honking because I was at an intersection doing one, and I'm just like, yeah, hey, how you doing? Let me, hey, what's going on? I still have that video clip. I think I can still use that in a bloopers reel because I'm just waving to them like, hey, what's going on? But I'm standing at a major intersection, and I'm trying to record while holding the camera and things. So it was fun. Hey, Lynn, how are you? Everybody, so you can type yellow. You can drop your link.
I don't realize how many takes.
Yeah, so it's all good.
You don't realize how many takes we're doing on our videos. One time I couldn't get the channel name right. I was trying to say enjoying the journey, cancer as a lifestyle, and that's such a long name. I would get lost somewhere in the middle of all that, and I had to retake that probably 3 times, and I finally on the 4th try got it right. So on that video, I actually put at the end me trying to get this channel name right because it was funny.
Oh, I did one last night.
But yeah,
I couldn't remember because I couldn't remember a channel name, and somebody in the chat had to drop it down, and it was probably, I can't even think it now. Florida Claimer's Ted, because that's how I got the little bear here. I got that right there, and I got him into my brain, Florida Claimer's Ted. But it's like when I was on the spot for the moment, it's like, what was I going to do? What was that? What's that channel name?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I know. We got somebody in our head. You don't think they're similar, but sometimes the names are kind of similar. And there's a lot of them with me with garden or homestead in them. So that confuses things. Now, Canadian Family Life is easy because I don't have anybody who has Canadian in their title.
Yeah.
Or Lynn from Okie or Lynn from Okie.
And I've had a lot of similar names that I've had to do it before. But yeah, like Florida, I have a couple of people that I watched that has the name Florida in it. So it's almost like I'll say the wrong name or I won't even remember it because I'm like going through my brain going, let's see, what channel was that? This wasn't this and wasn't this and wasn't this one. So yeah. I guess it makes for a good joke and a good laugh. So yeah. So hey,
Well,
I
like
gotta ask.
Scratch and Pete PA, that one's just so
Oh,
unique
that's
from everything
different.
else. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, it is.
That's different right there. So there's only one, like Scratch and Pete. Well, obviously there's one Scratch and Pete, but yeah, there's only one that begins with that. So, but I'm just gonna
Wonder
ask
what
you
the PA
here.
stands for. Does it stand for Pennsylvania, I wonder.
Is it? Yeah, I don't know, Pete. What? Yeah, what does that PA? That's interesting. I've thought about it, but didn't ask him what the PA stands for. I think actually, I think maybe I have seen another creator have that PA at the end. I want to say. Now here again, I can't think of the name. Somebody else may have had that one. So hey, DT, welcome in. Thank you. You type in yellow,
I
you can drop your.
interrupted you. You were about to ask me something.
What now?
You were about to ask me something. I threw you off.
Oh no, I got something I was going to ask you, because when I first started looking at your channel, the one video that I tuned into first was you were making a garden bed, like a raised garden bed, and I was going to ask you, why do you make them raised? I know when I used to do a little bit of gardening, I never put it in a raised platform, or it was always in the ground. Is there some technique or reason?
Yes. Well, number one is in Texas, there's a lot of that clay. Mm-hmm. After you get that nice layer, there's a bunch of clay, and a lot of plants are hard to grow in clay. So if you also, it's good for weeds. You don't get as many weeds in those raised beds too. So weeds and better soil, and then I fill them up with sticks and leaves and shredded paper and coffee grounds and banana peels and chicken manure, and then I leave it covered in leaves for the winter. And that'll all break down. And then when it comes time to plant it again, I put a nice layer of topsoil on top of it.
Okay.
So
yeah, because I saw you putting it together. And is it like, do you get?
I don't know what I was doing there.
Does it prevent weeds from getting? I mean, I guess it would prevent weeds, right? Because it's up, unless weeds can still get in there.
Eventually you could still get some, but you're going to get a lot less. And your soil's going to be better because you made it up from things that are natural,
Yeah. Scratch and Pete said the PA are his initials in his name.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I thought of so many things. Pennsylvania, public attorney. Yeah. Physician's assistant. I went through all the things in my head. I came up with at least 3, and there's probably more.
Yeah, and I almost think I saw it somewhere else, but maybe I was mistaken. I usually read a lot of things too fast. So
also, the raised beds help you with your back because you don't have to bend down so far.
You have to bend down. Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. And then you can reuse it. You can reuse it next year. So
yes, and then that's what I do. I never, when I fill a raised bed, I never fill it to the top. I try to leave it down lower, so I still have room to add. Because once it gets all the way full, I'm going to have to pull some of that soil off so I can put a nice new layer. You have to continually be composting it to keep the soil healthy for next year, because you're going to plant in the same place.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And I'm reading the chat here, and I think our Canadian friends there, it's Thanksgiving, I believe. I want to tell everybody, for the Canadians,
I heard that.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. Yeah, I think I was at Tiffany, and she left a message, or left on her community tab about Thanksgiving. So
yeah, I saw that message too. And I went over to Lori's world and told her Happy Thanksgiving, because she lives in Canada too. So Lori's world.
And it's almost like our Thanksgiving coming soon. Even though I think Walmart, and I didn't check the other day, Walmart's selling Christmas stuff, I think. And it's like you go right past Halloween and Thanksgiving.
You do.
Hey, Russian Mountain, welcome in.
Definitely.
Yeah, Samantha, good to see you all.
I was It's that time of year when Hobby Lobby makes your brain hurt. You're like, am I supposed to be buying
Oh
fall
gosh.
or Christmas? I don't know. I was like, well, I already have my fall decorations out, so I think I'll just focus on Christmas because I was given a gift
Mhm.
card. So I actually got to go pick out some nice decorations, but I decided to get Christmas.
Mm. Oh wow,
To get
yeah,
ready.
because I've got some few fall things around here. I got picked up this nice like the lights at Christmas, but it has pumpkins in it, so it has lights blinking in the pumpkins. So we put that up on the wall. But yeah, so yeah, that was interesting with those. Now, do you have any where do you usually get your seeds at? Is there any particular person you go to? Is it a store? Where do you
I don't usually order my seeds online as much as
Thank
other
you.
people. I win seeds from Garden State Gardener. People mail me seeds. I win seeds. Usually my seeds I buy at Walmart, Tractor Supply, or Dollar Tree. I don't
Okay.
usually order them online. I'd love to place an order, but I don't always have the money for that. But I win. I just win seeds. I'm lucky that way.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's always good.
I use a lot of this, and Indiana Backyard Gardener has a seed swap, and you send
really?
in 3 kinds of seeds. I sent in. You're supposed to send in 3. I sent in 6 and some stamps. She sent me back over 32 different kinds of seeds.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I honestly don't even have to buy that many seeds. It's just there'll be a few things I don't get, and I can put that on my wish list for the seed swap, and I'll receive all that. So I actually get out of buying a lot of seeds because I win them and I do seed swaps.
Oh, so that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, you didn't know Gail Southern Living was cheap.
No.
I mean, I stay at home and I don't work. Well, YouTube pays so well. I should be rich. I should be able to.
Yeah, I'm about to say
all the seed orders I want from YouTube Pay.
Well, I know. I was going to say I was thinking. Okay, I saw YouTube. They lowered the threshold to 3,000 hours for super chats. I think, well, that's a business move. You get more money. YouTube would get more money from super chats because you can donate a lot of money that way or hit that super chat more than you can get probably revenue off of ads. But that's why I'm thinking that's why they probably lowered it to 3,000, which is nice because I'd like to get there to at least get something back.
I think the ministry channel is going to do well with that.
Mm-hmm.
They probably have a contract on the ads part. It's probably why they couldn't extend to that. I bet they do.
Jokingly, YouTube.
But I think the ministry channel will do well on that.
Samantha says, jokingly.
My goal is 5 lives a week.
How many a week?
5 lives a week. 5 lives a week, 30 minutes a day. That's my goal.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and I've actually thought about doing at least, and I've done 2 this week, or this, winding up the week. But I thought what I'm going to do is use my cell phone and go live to see how that is on my cell phone because I want to get used to that. But yeah, I'm at least going to try to do 1 or 2 a week, maybe more than that. Heck, I've seen people just go. I think Mark, I don't think he's in here, but Mark just goes live at lunch. So that's another thing too. You could just go live on anything just to pick up your phone and do that. So, hey, Tales in the Dark, how are y'all coming in?
I haven't been scheduling them. It's just when I get my chores and videos and everything done for the day that I want to do, I'll just go live. I'll try in it. Sometimes it'll be half an hour. And if I get a lot of people in there talking with me, it could be an hour. One time it was even 2 hours. So I'm like, yay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I've come into yours a couple times, or not on a panel, but just come to see it live. And sometimes I'm out walking, doing something else. And so, yeah, I try to catch as many as I can to do that. So DT, go ahead and type in yellow to drop your link. Yellow, type in the link. I think I have Lynn here for a second. Oh, Zella. No, she's asking how Zella came up with the name there. But yeah, I'm going to try to do more lives because that's where to get your hours up really good. So I'm going to do that.
That's what I'm focusing on, the lives on that channel to help it to get monetized. So more money, I'll have more money for the ministry for the homeless. So yeah, I think I don't know how long it's going to take me. I'd like to do it in that year. I have a year. I'd like to do it in that year time frame, if I could. Yeah.
Well, nice. I did mine.
I have 290 hours right now.
Yeah, and I when I started doing this full time, I planned on it would take me 2 years. Excuse me. It's like sorry, it's a 2-year process to try to get to that monetization. Try to get the good following, because 2 years ago I put out videos, but it was not getting the hits. No comments, no thing, and I'm like, well, I've got to do something different, or I've got to just dive right straight in. And I just took the plunge and I dove right in for it. So yeah, but it's commitment and hard work that pays off. That's going to do it. So.
It does, yeah. You put in a lot of unpaid hours before you actually get there, and it's great when you get that and stuff. And I usually, full disclosure, I usually get paid every other month, and my last check was $145.
Oh wow, so okay.
That's where
I mean, something's better than nothing, but yeah.
Yeah, $145 every 2 months. So.
Yes, it's like somebody said.
It started out a little over 100. The checks would be. Now they're getting higher. It's like 100, then 105, 110, 120, 130. The last one was 145. So if they continue to go up like that, that could be good. It's going in the right direction. But,
well, absolutely, and that'll help out the ministry channel.
Come back into the channel too.
Yeah. Now with these two channels, I
usually buy gift cards every payday.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I do.
Now, with these two channels, do you find yourself having to take a little bit? You find yourself kind of getting like too much going on, or do you take a little breaks?
I have to take little breaks. I don't make videos on the weekends, and now I may schedule a video to come out on the weekend, but I don't usually make videos on the weekend. Now next weekend I'll be at Pinecone Fest, so I'll be making videos. But normally I try to spend time with family on the weekends, and at night. That's why I spend more time on the day. During the day is because hubby's at work. When he gets home, we eat, we watch TV and stuff. So I try not to be on YouTube all night. I don't want my family to feel neglected. So I try to not do that. Now, if he gets in there and starts playing video games with his friends or something, I'll go on. I figure, hey, you're doing that, so why not?
Yeah.
That's a trade.
Hey, Miss Southern Belle, welcome in. Everybody coming in, welcome in. I've got.
He plays video games with my nephew, his nephew, and his friends.
Oh wow, I do a little bit of gaming, but it's kind of gone on the back burner a little bit because I'm doing this. When I started, like I said, when I started last year, I went headlong into it, and with supporting other people, you got to take time to do that. But over this past year, I've kind of wound it down a little bit like you did. I'm trying not to do anything on the weekends, or, have a little bit of time to just catch up and be with family. And then, okay, Sunday comes, I'll start doing it. Or I joined in on a live last night. I did one Friday myself, but recently I've taken the weekends off. So I'll do videos now ahead of time and put them out during the week. And then I'll take the weekend to say, all right, what am I going to do for this week coming up? Let me be with family, with my kids and everything else. And then, Monday I'll go headlong back into it because it'll catch up with you. I was, watching a lot of videos, doing a lot of panels. And by Thursday it would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I can't even think. So yeah, it's like, you want to take that time off.
Sometimes you're listening. I mean, this is the thing. I'm literally stopping every 10 to 12 minutes to change the video. And it takes time to do that. And that's why I started doing, every time I go watch one of your videos, I try to put another one I haven't watched in the watch later list to run while I'm literally sleeping. So that and that one doesn't get a comment. That way I'm when I do visit your channel, I'm doing more. And sometimes I even do more, depending on if I feel like I haven't been there in a while. I might even put more in there, and yours are short. So I could throw a bunch of yours in there and it wouldn't take up a lot of time. But
thank you,
occasionally I'll even put whole lives in my watch later list because it's running while I'm sleeping. To give people watch.
And I had I had one. I
try to watch commercials. If I know the channel's monetized, I do watch their commercials. And what I look for, and this is just my opinion, I think monetized channels will have either the join button or the thanks button if they're monetized. They should have one of those two things.
One of the others,
One or the other they should have. If they don't have that, in my opinion, I think they're not monetized. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're correct on that. I think once you get the super stickers, you have the $sign in your chat, and then you have you have something, maybe the thanks on the left underneath the videos. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's one or the other. And then once you have the once you have the join, that's when I think you're fully monetized and you can have the different levels or however you want to set it up. So
I have my set up for 99 cents, $1.99, $2.99, and then I skipped all the way to $19.99.
I know, I saw that and I was looking at it and I saw that. I was like, wow.
I have one member that pays $20 a month, literally for 2 years. 2 years. That's
good. That's really good. Yeah, because I know when I get to that, I'd like to set it up somehow. But yeah, that's pretty good. And I've seen other channels
with 99-cent one. You can get more people that way. Some people they like me. I don't have a huge budget, but every on payday, I'll go and I'll search for channels and I'll try to do. I try to find some 99-cent ones. Sometimes I do $1.99 ones. I might have even signed up for Tuber Chat for $4.99. I think it's his cheapest. That's probably the highest one I have. And they don't. And sometimes they expire, and I have to. It's sporadic with me. It's not that I don't love you anymore. If your membership expires, I have to wait till I get another YouTube check or some spending money from somewhere. So. But I try to do as many as I can.
Oh, I'm sure. I bet. Yeah. Lynn, I'm not monetized yet. I'm about, I think 1,500 or close to 1,500 hours away from 3,000. So I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. It's a slow process. It's going to take some time. So, but you've got a good point there.
Yeah, it will.
It's like when you sell T-shirts. I've seen people sell T-shirts. Now, I want to, when I start selling, I'm going to make it affordable. I'm not going to make it like, okay, $50 for this T-shirt. Well, I'm not going to get probably a lot of sales. if I sell one for $10, I'm probably going to get a lot of sales on that because it's affordable and things like that. But that's a good idea for setting it for 99 cents. That's it's something for that somebody can afford.
People on a budget. Yeah, people on a budget, sometimes they may only have $5 in their account, and they might just go sign up for like 3, you know, for 99 cents. That's all they have. But they'll do that if you have. So give that option to those channels for that 99 cents. I think you should.
Yeah.
And then I went and I saw there was a travel channel that did it that way. Exactly. 99 cents. $1.99, $2.99, and $19.99. They explained why they did it. The smallest end for those who can't afford it, the bigger end for those who are your supporters who can afford it. And then I couldn't even believe it when I got that $20 membership, but it's literally 2 years. So what it is there's a channel called Green Country Agroforestry. And that's Jason Evers. He's a expert gardener. Anyway, so his wife is a trucker. She has a channel called Mary is Tulsa Fox. And she said, you're always helping other people. She said, just because her husband asked her, it's like, her husband was asking her about it. Of course, she makes her own money. So but anyway, she said she's just always helping other people. And I thought she deserved it. So I thought, and literally for 2 years. So
that's really good. That's good, and it gives it feels good, and it does to do that. That's like when I started watching your videos when giving out the bags, and I saw that other channel doing it. I'm like, maybe that's something that maybe I can look at doing to give back to the community. And if we could spread that around, that's like when I started doing the joke of the day, and people were like, I had people email me saying, hey, is it okay if I do one? Or if I said, yeah, sure. Let's get the laughter out there. It's not all me.
Let's about doing a collaboration where this would be the first collaboration for the ministry channel, where I challenge other people to go out and hand out, just do one. Just start with one.
Yeah.
Just go to Dollar Tree and grab one of those paper bag, the bags with the handles, gift bags with the handles, and just fill it up with non-perishable foods, and just go hand that one out that day. And you're going to feel so good after you do it that you're going to want to do more. It's very addicting.
It's like addicting.
They're so happy. And a lot of them, like I say, a lot of them are mental. They're mental problems that they have. I've really only ran across maybe 2 that might have been on drugs and 2 that might have smelled like alcohol. But everybody else, I would say a lot of it's mental problems, insecurity, but we want them to feel loved, we just want them to feel God's love is what we want.
Oh, that's what that's exactly what it does. And I see Jerry's come in here. Jerry, how are you? Good to see you. Type in yellow. You can drop your link. But yeah, I've thought about doing it because I know we have. I've seen the same people moving around, and they do move, and I've seen them from different locations, and I know they're still here. I saw one lady that I helped out before. She's over at a different spot, and then another gentleman's over around, on where I walk. So yeah, and I think it would be really good to do that, and just to take your idea, do that, and if it just snowballs, and we'll have more people doing that. So
I think it'd be great. So I'm going to do that. Now that I have the upcoming collabs video coming out every week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first thing, and it's going to be I'm going to challenge everybody to just go do something, and it could be hand out a bag to the homeless. It could be take slippers to the old folks home, because it says in the Bible we're supposed to take care of our elders. We're supposed to take care of children. We're supposed to take care of the orphans. We're supposed to go into the highways and the byways and take care of the unloved and unwanted people out there, because literally, God made all of us, rich or poor. He made us all, and he loves us all. We're all made by him. We're all really technically brothers and sisters. But he made all of us, every single one of us.
Yeah, I know, and that's a good point because it's like what I've gotten, being older and walking around and seeing everything, taking time to look around. You got to do something. You can't. I mean, we're in a race to get somewhere, but I don't know where. I've kind of
Yeah.
slowed down, thinking, you know what? I'm gonna take a look around here because I don't know where. I know I'm going to go to heaven after this, but I don't want to leave this place yet, and I want to enjoy what is around us, and if I can help out, and I would try to do that. So yeah, that's good.
We have so much, and I mean,
Mhm.
if we could, I've even gone through my own things and said,
Mhm.
do you really need this many hats and gloves and scarves?
Yeah.
Save yourself maybe 2 sets that match, and
Mhm.
donate the rest to the ministry because you don't need a whole drawer full of these things.
No.
It's Texas. Where are you even going to wear them? Literally only a couple of times a year. Probably what I'll do is I'll keep the hat Niecy made me, and I'll keep
Mhm.
the hat Rebecca from Touch by Yarn gave me, and I'll get
Mhm.
something to match that and get rid of the rest because I don't need all
Yeah.
that stuff.
You
There's
don't
people
need it.
who
Well,
need it.
it's almost like when I moved from apartments to apartments, I downsized every time I moved because one, I got tired of moving everything, and I'm like, do I need all this stuff? It's just sitting here, and it's almost like what they call it, minimalist.
Yeah,
You have the bare essentials, and that's all I need. I don't need all this fancy stuff.
yeah,
So yeah, and plus two, the amount of times I moved, yeah, it got down to a science, but it also got down to like, do I need to take this to my new apartment? No, I
yeah.
don't need to do that. So,
That's true.
but yeah, that's a good thing. I can't wait to keep tuning in and seeing that when it comes out and doing that. So yeah.
I think I'm gonna put that out. My first
Mhm.
collab is just gonna be hand out a bag to the homeless or take
Mhm.
something to the nursing home or
Mhm.
help somebody in need, help give somebody a ride, just kind of like spread kindness. Just
Mhm.
talk about it, and that way you're not putting it into a mold. You're kind of saying just spread kindness in whatever way you see. Just go out
Mhm.
with the intention to help somebody, and then just help somebody. I'm gonna
Yeah.
call it. I'm gonna call it spread kindness like confetti. I've heard them say that before, but that's what we
Mhm.
should do. We should be spreading it because
You
we have.
should. Yeah.
Yeah, even though I may not be wealthy, I still have more than a lot of other people. And,
Mhm.
hubby works, I stay at home because I had a work injury. Um,
Yeah.
but, whatever I get. If hubby sells eggs at work, I'll buy a couple little things we need and I'll put a couple of little things in the ministry. And so
Mhm.
constantly, I sacrifice and share what I have with them.
Yeah. Hey.
He makes me feel like I need to wait. When he's waiting, I feel like I need to wait. It's
Yeah,
funny.
I'm also waiting, but I was waiting people coming in too. Yeah. Well, that's all. That is really good. That's good to hear. And it's like I said, maybe I'll join in and do that
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
and help out. But that's because that's the way you meet people, and that's the way to get everything out. That's like when people
Yeah.
like I said, when they email me, said, "Hey, do you mind if I do a joke on my channel?" I'm like, "No, absolutely. Go ahead and go for it. Do it." I mean, I've seen
Mhm.
a couple channels do their jokes of the day or do something like that. If I can do that and you can do that, then we're making an effort and we're making definitely a
Yeah.
market around
You're
here
making people
because
smile with your jokes,
mm,
and I'm trying
yeah,
to make somebody. They do
yeah.
smile when you hand them the stuff.
Oh, I know. I
They
bet.
they smile, they hug you,
Mhm.
all of the above. They're just so happy. And I
Yeah.
don't know why this one hit me, but we one day we made sack lunches, and I handed
Mhm.
the sack to him, and he asked if he could have another one, and I said sure.
Aw.
And we handed him two, and he said I was so hungry, and the word was so
Mhm.
good because it's like he was hungry, but now he's.
Mhm.
And that particular man had actually just got out of jail and didn't really have anywhere to go and probably didn't
Oh.
have food. And he was actually hungry that day. So,
Mhm. Yeah,
um,
it almost because I was thinking today, it's almost like when I used to coach basketball for children, for kids the age of like I think 12 to 15 or somewhere in that range. And we may not have won a game in a season. I've had seasons where I didn't win, but I've had kids, come back and give me cards and handwritten letters and thanking me, and they would follow up and say, hey, you made an impact on me. And I'm like, that's worth it right there. Mm-hmm. That one little email or that one little letter that says, I know we didn't win this year, but I had such a good time. You showed me this, you taught me that. I've had kids that their parents are going through a nasty divorce. My only time with them was on the court, and it made a difference. And I'm, can look back and say, I made a difference. I made something happen. And I know that affected that young child to go hopefully further out and get over what was going on and really impact his life. Yeah. So it's kind of almost the same way, is that you're doing that and I did that. And hopefully we all have our different
ways that we help.
It's almost like when I meet God or something, eventually one day it's that I want to say, hey, good and faithful servant, you did good. I mean, it's not because, oh, you're a billionaire. Oh, you had this many buildings named after you. Oh, no, it's not any of that. It's like, what did you do to help others? And, good and faithful servant.
Well, my mom is on a fixed income.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're on a fixed income, you're on Medicare and Medicaid. They give her boxes and bags of food, and she keeps what she wants, and she donates back to the ministry what she doesn't want. So, and even on her fixed income, my mom is going to Dollar Tree and she's picking out little Jenga games that she can give to them to sit out there and play when they're, she wants to them to have Christmas. They could sit around doing these games because they're sitting around doing, they're bored, and they're discouraged, and they just, and she, she lost her daughter, and I lost my sister, and we're trying to take the ministry and just do something good with the pain of that,
Yeah. And I've seen other channels. They've done T-shirts. I have one that I'm going to do a collaboration with or an interview with, and that's Jersey Love Steph. I think she might be still doing it, where she takes a portion of her sales and she'll give it to charity, and she'll pick out one, or she'll do, I'm going to sell this shirt and it's going to go for this charity right here. So, and I think that's good too. But yeah, so, hey, I'm going to ask you, how did that, and I think I've heard you talk about that. How did that Broken Heart Ministries get started? How did you come up with that?
My sister passed away in October of 2022.
Oh, no.
We found out after she passed away that she had been homeless for about 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Our last communication was her and I had a fight.
Oh, no.
And anyway, so in October, it took them about a week to find us. And my sister was on a machine, living off the machine. We drove up there. We, of course, had to take her off the machine because she didn't have any, she had fell back on her head and had brainstem injury. So she technically was not still functioning on her own. And so that happened in October 2022. In December, on Christmas Eve last year, my mom had made up 4 bags to hand out to the homeless. So on our way to my brother's house for our Christmas Eve celebration, she made the first 4 bags herself. And I didn't make any yet. But we did that on the way. We stopped at the Salvation Army where the homeless shelter is. We dropped off those first 4 bags. And that was on Christmas Eve last year. And we've been doing it every month since then. And during the holidays, so we can give out winter clothing, we're actually going to do it twice.
Oh, good. Okay.
October, for November, for December. Because we have we had used coats and hats and gloves and mittens. really what we're lacking more of is the men's stuff, because it seems like so much women's stuff gets donated, but not as much men's. But so that's how we started it. We actually started it from we can't help my sister Gretchen. We can't help her. She's gone. But we can help someone like her, somebody else's mother or sister, brother or father. We can help somebody else's family member. And we would have totally helped her if she would have asked us.
Yeah.
She didn't. She was being prideful. But she had an intention. She was going to try to come back to Abilene and be with her family again. We had talked to her ex-boyfriend who, who talking to him actually made me feel better, because he told me some things I didn't know. So, and as far as we can tell, she kind of had cleaned up her life and she was trying to get everything right.
On the way back, yeah.
So we do a lot of, I haven't thought about belts. We do socks. Yep. We do a lot of socks, and I have a clothing, like what do they call it? Where they give away clothing to the needy. They donate things to me that I need. She asked me for a list of things I need. So right now it's coats, hats, mittens, scarves, all that, and long johns, stuff like that to stay warm. That's what she's giving me right now.
And that is that your usual thing, or does it change with the seasons?
Yeah, in the summer we were giving out T-shirts. It was so many T-shirts that I actually took a gallon size bag, and if they were smaller sizes, I'd roll up like 3 smalls that were all men's, all women's, and we marked them, and we would just hand them a bag of T-shirts. Not necessarily choose it, but just I'd put different colors and just hand them the bag. Now on the winter clothing last time, we actually let them go through and just pick what they wanted. We had it. And on the coats, we'll be able to give them a couple of. That's what I have to work through next is the coats. I have to. They're bulky too, so hubby's actually he's never been with us before, but he's gonna go, and we're gonna set him up with the coats in the back of the vehicle, because he's taller and can reach down in there easily. So he's going to be in the truck with that, and then Mom and I are going to have the food bags and the other stuff, all the just long clothing and the scarf sets and all that. We're going to have a different vehicle with all that. So we've never done 2 vehicles before. 2
vehicles, yeah. That's the guy that I watch. And what was that? Let me see if it's Goodness and People. Yeah, he has like an SUV, and it's packed. I mean, when he hands out the bags, and he takes coolers so he can give people like cold water, because it's hot when he was doing it. I haven't seen it in wintertime. I don't know. I think Arizona, I guess you do have some winter out there, cooler temperatures, but it's usually been hot. So he's taking out all that, and he brings milk because he'll give people with cereal, and he'll give milk with it, things like that. So. Hey, Steve and Tina, how are you? Welcome in.
My mom's been buying that shelf-stable milk.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then she'll buy the bowls of cereal that are already in the bowl. So she'll give them the milk and the cereal. And then, of course, we give them plastic silverware. They can wash it, or they can go away and use it. So we give them several sets of it.
Yeah.
We try to think of everything they need. I mean, occasionally somebody will mention something we haven't thought of, but we try to provide for as many of the needs as we can afford to.
Yeah, well, it's doing something, and that's something that's going out there that, excuse me, they didn't have before, and that's something. And then once you start doing this, people are going to recognize it and see you, and then they'll get used to you coming out there, so they'll know. It's like with that gentleman, he has, I guess, his area that he goes in, and people recognize him when he comes up. And
we actually
good to see, and he knows their names.
We actually started tagging our bags with a little. I make a little tag, and I punch a hole through it, and we tie it on with a ribbon. So we started tagging our bags now, so they'll recognize us. And Also, we have a little note that we put in there that says, you know, we lost our sister/daughter, and it just gives us little story synopsis kind of thing, and then I sign it and everything like that. So we have a little note that we put in there that kind of says why we started our ministry and stuff. So we have that printed out now that we put in there. Matter of fact, I need to go print some more of those.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe I can have you up again and we could talk about more about that too, because it's going to get, I think it's going to get bigger and bigger. And I know it's going places, and I'll be able to hopefully help you out and do that with my community tab. And
will get monetized. That I believe that channel will get monetized as the word gets out. That it's for the ministry, and then every donation I get, I make a video. Every PayPal, every thing handed to me, I try to make videos of everything. The only thing I haven't really made a video on yet, and I need to do that, is I need to show the used clothing and say thank you to the lady who's been donating that. I do need to make a thank you video for her, and maybe I could show some of the coats or something in that video.
What's always good. I'll definitely do that. You want to let me know? I'll keep up. I'm going to keep up with you. But yeah, it's definitely I can have you back on, and we can get this further out. So and then that way we could set it up, and maybe if you want to do it at that time, you can dual stream, because I've got the StreamYard that allows you to do that, so we can reach more people, and we can both stream at the same time. And I think I'll have to check, but I think they've added in where both you and I can see comments from both channels. I have to figure that out, but I think we'll be able to see both the chats instead of opening up I have a different tab open so I can flip back and forth, but I think I saw an option. I think I was looking today that gives you the option for both of us to see, and I'm almost sure maybe I have to catch up with Gary or the Belt Loop to ask how I've seen some people in multiple chats can see all the chats and all the windows. So, but that's a little bit technical. I don't know if I can keep up with that. I'm getting doing this. Oh yeah, what is it? Jerry says
he helped me set up my Nightbot.
Yeah, and I did Nightbot too. I had to set that up, but I think Jerry says you can in StreamYard. Okay, I was thinking I just got to figure it out.
The Devil Dog helped me set up Nightbot.
Yeah, that's it. That's who. Yeah,
my main channel. He helped me set up Nightbot for that.
Yeah.
But now I need to go on and do it for the ministry channel too, especially since I'm doing lives on there. I'm trying to do lives 5 days out of the week. Some days I might only reach 2 or 3 days, but try not to be hard on myself. But yeah, I thought about making a little, like this board back here, putting something up there where I can see exactly. I can look at it and go, "Oh, you've only done one this week."
Oh, okay.
To remind myself, hey, you gotta keep.
Hey, Patriot Nurse. Yeah, I think Jerry says here, if you have more than one screen, you can watch a few others with another tab. Yeah, and also too, and it's on the radars to get a second monitor where I can look over. But my laptop's been pretty good. I think it's good for what I'm doing now. So
yeah.
But well, I think that's about it. I think I can maybe wrap it up here, and it's I hope everybody's been getting to know each other. I know Patriot Nurse, you're coming in here. I'm interviewing Gail with Gail Southern Living. Please, y'all check out her channel. She's also got a second channel. Please check out that. And like I said, we'll have another interview we could do here. Gail, you have anything else that you want to say, or?
That's it.
That's it. Well, thank you very much for taking your time. Yeah, thank you for taking your time to come on my show here and do an interview. And like I said, we'll hopefully do some more in the future here with your other channel and get the word out and get everything, get that monetized, and let's share it out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and close it out, and hope everybody has a good weekend, and glad to see everybody. And stick around for later. We got more jokes coming out in the week, and please be sure to check out Gail Southern Living and her other channel. And That's it. Okay, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome.